Here again, guys. We're here again, ambushing Scientology's biggest base located in downtown Clearwater, Florida. We were here yesterday, showing up. Usually they only expect us on Friday evenings, but as you regular viewers will know, we were a little dismayed this past Friday evening when some Clearwater police officers told us, boy, oh boy, you know, if Scientology has to work too hard to get that chalk up off the sidewalk, you guys might be charged with vandalism and criminal mischief. So what did we do yesterday? Yesterday we came down here to downtown and we made a little chalk mural, especially for Scientology's little leader, David Miscavige. We made a beautiful chalk mural. And we did it right outside their biggest building in downtown Clearwater. Because you know what? We wanted to see, how hard does Scientology have to work to clean up our beautiful, beautiful chalk art? Well, I am happy to report to all of you that Scientology was able to completely clean up all of the chalk art. Do not disturb. You see, right here on public property in downtown Clearwater, Scientology has a giant emblem and sign. This is public property, I promise you guys, already been verified. And I said, you know what? Their sign is incorrect. I need to fix it for them. It says Church of Scientology. I needed to fix it. I changed it to Cult of Scientology. And I documented it on a live stream. Put down tons of liquid chalk right in the middle of the day, baking in the hot Florida sun. Stayed out here for an hour so it could thoroughly cure. And wouldn't you know it, guys? Scientology was able to get that chalk right up. So on the one hand, I wanted to come back down here and document that they were able to thoroughly clean it. And on the other hand, since they did clean it up, I wanted to do it again. You guys, would you guys like to see that again? Would you guys like to see it again? And also, due to the time of day, we have some nice shade out here where I can put my phone so it doesn't overheat this time. And good to see all you guys. Hey, Swedish Andrea, good to see you. Love Maddie, good to see you. So I hope you guys don't mind hanging out with me for a little bit on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Well, I do another art mural dedicated to Scientology and its tiny little leader, tiny little angry leader, David Miscavige, who happens to live right above where I'm standing right here. I'm going to show you guys in a moment. Oh, we got some Scientologists coming through. I wonder if they'll say hi to me. Okay. Awesome. Got a tripod set up here in the shade. What a beautiful setup. Absolutely. I've got some new colors today. I want to thank Abigail for sending me a ton of chalk, liquid chalk, spray paint chalk, and there's some more on the way from some others, but Abigail, I got your stuff today. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Okay, let me see. Let me get a little bit prepared here. For any of you newcomers to the chat, let me orient you. We are at the biggest Scientology building and the biggest Scientology base in the world in downtown Clearwater. It's called Flag, and this is the largest Scientology operation in the world. This location makes about $2 million a week for the Scientology cult. And right up there in the corner of that tower is where David Miscavige lives when he's in town. Guys, I'm looking at the live chat. Can you let me know, did the feed buffer? Am I paused? Is there anything wrong with the video or the audio right now? Hey, Andrew, good to see you. Love Maddie, good to see you. Wait, are you guys serious? Okay, how about now? I'm double checking, guys. Video, audio, all good, fine. Okay, guys. Good. I do highly suspect that Scientology has some sort of cellular interference device. Whenever I get too close to their buildings, the signal buffers. I don't really know how to explain it. People always tell me that devices like that are illegal, but that does not mean Scientology doesn't have them. That's for sure. Good. Okay, so. Get some stuff set up here. Super excited for this today. Guys, remember when my phone overheated yesterday and it buffered for a few minutes? I don't know if you guys saw on the live stream. Before the phone overheated, the stream was getting 3,500 views per minute. Can you believe that? It's absolutely incredible. And then when the phone cooled off and turned back on, the stream was still doing pretty well, but not that well. I've never had that many viewers on a stream before, except maybe when Danny Masterson got convicted. So that was wild. Okay, let's see. Let me get properly oriented here. Since we are in the shade, I'll be able to pop over here and see your comments much easier. And let's do this. All right, I like that. Yeah, well, guys, the reason there was so many trolls in the chat is because that's what happens when YouTube's pushing out the stream to thousands of new people every single minute. I would just say ignore the trolls, guys. You can, you guys can just block anyone in the chat that you don't want to see their nonsense. Thank you, Par. Appreciate it. All right, guys, you ready for some Scientology-inspired chalk murals? Sidewalk chalk murals. Here we go. They have a typo in their sign that says church. We're going to change that to cult. So here we go. Okay, I'm gonna use a bright blue, or like a very vibrant blue for our base color, and then we're gonna come back over the base with a nice orange. We wanna get real good visibility. Wanna get a real nice contrast. Yeah. Now it's Thursday, guys. Some of you guys probably already know this, but Scientology organizations all over the world end their week Thursday at 2 p.m. I think it's a carryover from something L. Ron Hubbard created back when, like, had something to do with the bank schedule. But literally, all Scientology staff members in the world keep track of their weekly statistics from Thursday at 2 to Thursday at 2. And so today's Thursday at 2. And that means the Flagland base here has finished their operations for the week. They're preparing for the new week. They're getting ready for their weekly staff meeting tonight. This is sort of like a Thursday after 2 is kind of like a calm period. Instead of the calm before the storm, it's kind of the calm after the storm. So Thursday before 2 is probably the most hectic period of the entire week for a Scientology Sea Org member. Oh man, this stuff goes on so much better than the other stuff. So this bottle that I'm using right now, this came from Walmart. I'll show you guys. It's called Playday Roller Chalk. And let's see, are there instructions for cleanup? For outdoor use only. It's only for temporary marking on driveways and sidewalks. Is there any cleanup instructions? I don't see any cleanup instructions, but you can see, it's only temporary. I peeked at the live chat. People are wondering why I'm out here on my own. Because the only time that we all coordinate to be here at the same time is Friday evenings. And I live really close to the base here. I live about 5 minutes away. Everybody else lives either a little bit further away or a lot further away. And I guess if I felt that I really needed someone else out here with me, I would ask. But it's just too easy for me to jump in the car and get down here in a few minutes that I try to keep things as simple as possible. I know I mentioned yesterday wanting to have someone come down, even if only to hold an umbrella over the phone. But I figured if I got out here a little later, there'd be enough shade that wasn't really a problem. Okay, let's see. Wow. I like this. This is fantastic. This is really wet too, so I'll probably let this dry for a little bit while I talk to you guys in the chat. This is coming out better, I think, because the dispenser has a different design. Wow, I'm in love with this new bottle. This is amazing. And I took the video yesterday and I chopped it up into some shorts and I chopped it up into some segments. And, you know, a lot of people were like, oh my God, how did you get away with that? How did they let you do that? The truth is, guys, this is public property. There's not a damn thing they can do about it. This isn't vandalism because it's just chalk. It's not trespassing because it's not their property. It's none of those things. All right, let's let that sit there dry for a little bit. You know, one of the benefits of being in the straight sunlight yesterday is that it would dry really quickly. It's probably gonna take a little longer today. Yeah, it's just chalk that can be washed off. Hey, Silent G, how you doing? You know what? I'm going to take this off a little bit here. Let's do that. We are outside the biggest Scientology organization in the world. It's called FLAG, the FLAG land base. And me and my friends are out here every Friday evening doing a Scientology protest. And last week, the police threatened us that we could possibly be charged and arrested for vandalism and criminal mischief if it took Scientology too much time to clean this chalk up. And one of our crew, Erica, explained to them, this is public property. It doesn't matter how long it takes Scientology to clean it up. They don't have to clean it up at all. It's not even their property. They could just leave it alone. And also the police officer, this is Lieutenant Steve Baginski, and also Officer Garrett Banks, they didn't seem to understand that by making it our problem how long Scientology takes to clean up the chalk, they're basically incentivizing Scientology to take as long as possible to clean up the chalk. They're also incentivizing Scientology to lie about how long it takes them to clean up the chalk. It's just an example of police officers not really understanding the law, thinking, you know, police officers can just lie to you, really. They can lie to you and under threat of arrest, try to get you to comply with orders that they are pretending are legal or lawful orders, but in reality is just pure fantasy, pure imagination. S4 is saying, who pays me? Luckily, Google pays me. That's the beauty of YouTube, folks. You guys watch my videos, Google sends me money. That's how it works. It's amazing. Other than that, I get about $10,000 a week from Big Pharma. Yes, that's what Scientology wants me to tell you. I'm paid by Big Pharma. I'm nothing but a dirty Big Pharma whore. I wish it were true, guys. I wish it were true. And so, you know, it occurred to me, if Scientology is going to play this game of pretending that it takes them days to clean up the chalk, then we're gonna have to come out here and put the chalk down more often and document it. Because in order for Scientology to convince the police it takes them days, they would actually have to leave our stuff up for days. And if they're gonna leave our stuff up for days, we're gonna make it worth it. So I came out here yesterday to run the little experiment, and what do you know? Not 3 hours later, so I think I finished my mural at about 3:45. Not 3 hours later, Andrew, who's in the chat, Andrew came by and verified that they had cleaned up every last ounce of chalk. I was like, hey, that's great news. Not only have we documented in real time that Scientology can clean this chalk up very easily, but it also let me know that it's totally worth my while to come out here and reapply the chalk every single day. Also, what's interesting is that when the Clearwater police said to the protesters, to us, you know, they're expending a lot of time and expense cleaning up this chalk. Do the Clearwater police not understand that the Sea Org members don't get paid? The Scientology has a labor force here in downtown Clearwater of 1,600 Sea Org members. They work 120 hours a week, and these Sea Org members are given a weekly allowance of $47 a week. How do I know that? Well, that's because I used to work on this base for several years. And also, the SPTB Foundation helps Sea Org members and Scientologists who are leaving the cult. And we have been able to verify with brand new escapees that the Sea Org members here are still paid $47 a week, even though this base makes $2 million a week. Here's a Scientologist going into the mothership. I wonder how many family members that poor woman has had to disconnect from. Okay, so let's see how the chalk is drying. How are we doing here? It's looking pretty good. I'm a little disappointed that I can still see through the chalk a little bit. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna apply another coat. How about that? How about that? All right, I'm gonna put you guys back in the tripod. I see a question from Denise. Can anybody just walk in? The answer is absolutely not. That's a good way to get yourself a trespass charge right away. And not just me, it's anybody. Because this organization here, it's the highest level Scientology organization in the world. You cannot join Scientology here. Even Scientologists cannot just come here without prior approval. Like if you're a Scientologist from Dallas and you know, you're going to Disney World and you've never been to Flag before and you just want to pop over to Clearwater to visit the Flagland base, you are not allowed to do that. You'll be rejected. You'll be sent back to your org with a big report about why you showed up to Flag unannounced and unapproved. Christopher Harrison, try black chalk. That is such a good idea. Now, as of right now, I have an extremely large supply of chalk in colors like blue, orange, pink, and green. But I'll tell you what, if someone wants to send me some black chalk, that's right guys, some big black chalk, then I will use the black chalk for background and I will save all the colored chalk for second coats. Or not second, you know what I mean, second colors. Guys, if any of you have not seen the video that MIscavige uploaded this morning to her channel, I highly suggest that you do so, because I am here to tell you that Scientology exposure and activism is about to be taken to a whole nother level, ladies and gentlemen. And Jenna's video that she uploaded today is just a hint of what is to come, folks. Just a hint. And it's the kind of stuff I can really get excited about, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, we're getting to the end of this bottle. And that's okay. These Walmart bottles are a little smaller than the other bottles that we were using, but the truth is the paint comes out much, much, much nicer, much smoother, more easily and evenly, actually. We didn't even get any of those squirting and splashing today that we've gotten in the past few days. All right, let's throw this in the trash real quick. We're gonna let that dry while I chat with you guys, and then we'll apply our other color coats. Steel 91, I see your question. Thank you for joining. I want to welcome everyone that's new to the chat, new to the stream. Thank you for joining, thank you for clicking, thank you for commenting. We're in downtown Clearwater, Florida. We're outside the Flagland base, Scientology's largest base in the world. This is where they commit the vast majority of the human trafficking, labor trafficking, child trafficking, and sex trafficking crimes. And if any of you guys think I'm exaggerating, I promise you, I am not. This base makes $2 million a week for the cult. For everyone new to the stream, yes, I am a former Scientologist. I grew up in Scientology. I was 12 years old when my mom took my brother and I out of school to start working full-time for Scientology. I worked for Scientology from the age of 12 to the age of 26. At least 3 of those years was spent here at the Flagland base in Clearwater, Florida. A whole bunch of those years was also spent working for Scientology in Philadelphia. And 4 of those years was spent working for Scientology in Los Angeles. Oh, you guys want to see one of the cult's buses? This is one of their buses. They've got a brand new fleet of $500,000 buses with completely blacked out windows to keep the sun out of the eyes of their workers, because a good portion of their workforce works all night and sleeps all day. Keep in mind, most of this workforce is an elderly population. Fully 25% of the workforce on this base, again, about 1,600 Sea Org members, at least 25% of those workers are elderly and ill enough to be on a reduced medical schedule. Yes, Scientology's workforce and their membership is a very rapidly aging population. I'm sure it comes as no surprise to you guys to learn that it's almost impossible for Scientology to recruit new members these days. And Scientologists don't have a lot of kids either. Partly because it's so expensive to be a Scientologist, there's really no social, familial benefit to having a lot of kids. It's not like other religions expand over the generations by having tons and tons of kids. Not Scientologists, folks. Not Scientologists. And because Scientology is so expensive is why so many Scientology families turn their kids over to the organization to work as indentured servants. Like I said, one of these Sea Org members, I used to be one of those Sea Org members, who works for about 120 hours a week, 365 days a year. You do not get any automatic days off. You do not get any automatic vacation. You are not allowed to leave the base. You are not allowed to call your family. You're usually not allowed to have a phone. You're not allowed to have a computer. It really is, when you think Scientology, think North Korea. And you may want to ask yourself, how can such a thing exist in the United States of America? Well, turns out you can get away with a lot of human rights violations when you can protect yourself and hide behind the protection of religious recognition. And unfortunately, in 1993, the IRS gave Scientology its tax-exempt religious status back. It had previously taken it away. It gave it back to them in 1993, and ever since then, Scientology has been able to get away with almost anything. Not literally anything, not literally anything. Scientology is not immune from civil litigation. And you're going to be seeing a lot more civil litigation in the next coming years. I see some questions. How did you get out of Scientology? It's not a simple answer, but I'll tell you what, if anyone happens to be a fan of the Lex Fridman podcast, if you just Google Lex Fridman Scientology, or if you search Lex Fridman Scientology on YouTube, you'll find the interview I did with him about 1.5 years ago. If you're a fan of Julian Dory, You can search Julian Dory, Aaron Smith-Levin. I did an interview with him all about it. If you're a fan of Danny Jones, I did an interview with Danny Jones about it. How about Matt Cox? If you like Matt Cox, I did an interview with Matt Cox. I did an interview with Jordan Peterson, and I'm sure I'm missing some people. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna throw you guys back in the tripod, and don't get motion sick on me. Okay, gonna throw you guys back in the tripod, and we're gonna put on our second color. Okay, let's see here. Okay, unfortunately you can still see church. We did a much better job yesterday of covering that up, but we're gonna fix this. We're gonna cover it with the word cult. Okay, let's see how that is. All right, now this bottle is an example of, it's a bigger bottle, but the dispenser mechanism on it is not quite as good, but that's okay. We're just gonna do what we can. All right, let me try to make this as symmetrical as I can. Okay, so that's gonna be the middle line. We're gonna frame it as well. Uh-oh, I'm making a mess. That's okay. Guys, just like Bob Ross tells us, there are no mistakes. There are only happy accidents. This is one hell of a happy accident though, so let me try to... I put too much water in this one. That's okay, I think it looks beautiful. Okay, so if that's gonna be the halfway, then we'll go like this. All right, we'll start with that. And then we'll... I always mess up the C, but that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. We're gonna start with that. Okay. Heck yeah, not bad, folks. Not bad. Okay, I'm just gonna let that dry a little bit and then we're gonna come back. I can feel the water emptying out of this pretty darn quickly. Oh my God. Okay. It's a draw secta, I know, right? Okay, let's see here. I'll take some of the excess moisture down here and relocate it. Oh, that's a beauty. That's a thing of beauty right there. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. All right, we'll let that dry a little bit and then we'll come back. Now, this other letters are looking really good already. Maybe we'll make them a little fatter. Put some junk in that trunk right there. Yeah. Pretty freaking nice, you guys. Pretty happy with it. I'll tell you what, any of you Clearwater locals, Dunedin locals, Palm Harbor, Largo, St. Pete, Azona, you guys want to come out here and do this on other days of the week, maybe let me know, send me a video. It would be awesome if Scientology really felt the appreciation of the community with dedicated art murals. I mean, this is basically like a love letter to Scientology. I just want them to know how much they're appreciated, how much they're valued as a member of the community. I want them to know how much the world is aware of what they really do, what their organization is really about. And it's good exercise, guys. See, I'm doing my stretches, getting... What's that?
That's illegal.
I gotta tell you what, ma'am, it's actually not illegal.
This is not public property.
You know, ma'am,
You can't do that.
it is public property,
No,
actually.
it's not. Go away.
It actually is public property. Did you know that?
Get out of my face.
Ma'am, you just assaulted me and I'm gonna call the police.
Go for it.
You just assaulted me and I'm gonna call the police.
Stop. Let's push the camera away.
You're live on YouTube with 2,000 people watching you, just so you know.
Go away.
She just assaulted me, live on YouTube, folks. Scientologists have no real understanding of the law. That's why you gotta have cameras, guys. That's why you gotta have cameras. In a perfect world, I wouldn't be out here by myself, but it's okay. It's okay. All right, let's do a little bit more here. This is actually public property for anybody wondering. Actually, let me show you guys, because I know there's a lot of new people in the chat. Here's where the property line is. This line that you see here on the concrete pad right here, this is where the property line begins and ends. Everything to this side of the property line is public. Everything to that side of the property line is private. I see a comment. Aaron gets hit by the most Scientologists. It's true. And people with canes, people with canes are like magnetically attracted to me. Okay. Oops, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna clip her part out and we'll see if we can get her identified, because Scientology is a very small world, guys. There's only about 20,000 Scientologists in the entire world, and they all either know each other or are separated by 1 degree of separation. And so whenever we put a footage of a Scientologist up on YouTube, almost 100% of the time somebody will comment or email me and tell me who they are, what their full name is, and where they're from. Okay. How you doing, sir? Thanks for not assaulting me like the other Scientologist who just walked by assaulted me. At least you've got some better sense about you. Have a good day, sir. Be careful in there. The Regis are all in lower conditions this week, and they're not taking no for an answer. Keep your hands on your wallet, sir. God bless. Be strong. You gotta know how to talk the language, folks. Oh. You know, that's the thing, guys, about ex-Scientologists and ex-Sea Org members who were born and raised in this cult and worked for the cult for their entire life. We're just not afraid of them. We've already seen behind the curtain. We understand there's no geniuses secretly running the show. It's a bunch of untrained, uninformed people being put on posts they're not trained for and just being told to make it go right. And turns out there's nothing they can do to a bunch of people with cell phones live streaming and recording on public property. You know, if this was 15, 20 years ago, Scientology would have operatives out here harassing me, cursing at me, spitting on me, bumping into me, claiming to be assaulted by me. They'd be out here yelling at me, getting in my face, trying to record me. How the tides have turned, huh? How the tides have turned. All right, how beautiful is that, folks? How beautiful is that? That's even better than yesterday, guys. I love this. All right, let me throw this bottle away and I'll be right back with you guys. Don't go anywhere now. You hear? Okay, let's see. All right, my goodness, that came out better than I thought it would. Truly, truly did. What an absolute work of art. I mean, call me Da Vinci, call me Banksy, call me whatever you want to call me. And guys, here's what drives Scientology even more crazy, that there's nothing they can do about it. David Miscavige lives right there. When he's in town, that is where David Miscavige lives. No, I can't tell you for sure that he's in town right now. You know what I mean? But one of the reasons that he lives there is because he thought, by the way, he lives there because it's not where he's supposed to live. It's not where people generally think or believe he lives. Because where he used to live is up the street on Saturn Avenue, right off of Drew Street, between Saturn and Keene, at an apartment complex called the Hacienda Gardens. That's where, you know, for the past generation and a half or so, he has lived. But when they built this building and they opened this building in, was it 2014? Was it 2013, 2014? He had an entire private apartment suite constructed in the top corner. And the Sea Org members who work on this base, who are the most recent ones to have escaped and to have left, have all said that is where David Miscavige lives. And that he will come to this base and hide out here, even when he's not conducting business here. To explain that, oftentimes when David Miscavige, or sometimes, usually when David Miscavige is on this base, it's to do something specific. It's for some specific reason. There's some training evolution, there's some inspection, there's some event. But sometimes this is just where David Miscavige will come to lie low, to hang out. He'll be on this base and people won't even know he's on the base. The public won't know, most of the Sea Org won't know. This building has a secret entrance for him. It's got a secret elevator for him. And just knowing that that tiny little cult leader could be looking out of his window, probably having to stand on a step stool in order to reach it, and see this beautiful artwork dedicated to him and his human trafficking cult. And there's not a single thing that he or his members or his security staff can do about it. They can't call the police because the police already said this is totally legal. They can't send people out here to assault me because I'm going to catch them on camera and then I'm going to file a police report. This is how much things have changed in the world of Scientology protesting and anti-Scientology activism. They are powerless to do anything about us, completely powerless. And so since they're powerless, I say we lean into it. Lean into it. And that's why we're out here every Friday evening, folks. So if I can remember, the local friends who come out here with me every week, we've got Feral Cheryl. She might be in the chat. I don't know, depending on the time of the day. Feral Cheryl on the loose might be in the chat. We've got Erica, definite trouble source. She might be in the chat. Clearwater George comes out with us. SP Danny comes out with us. Jamie Castro comes out with us. Dusty Soda Dispenser comes out with us. Sarasota Jerry comes out with us. Mindy comes out with us. And those are just our regulars. Almost every Friday evening when we're out here, and it's usually from about 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Every single time, we've got new locals who will come out and say hi and hang out with us. We have out-of-towners who will fly in and drive in from out of state to come and hang out with us. We have an absolute blast. Now guys, usually, recently, we've been setting up a Scientology Dianetics stress test recruitment table right outside of their building. And we set it up just like a real Scientology recruitment table. We've got L. Ron Hubbard books and lectures. We've got Scientology personality tests. We've got a Scientology e-meter. We've got a red tablecloth. Guys, Scientologists cannot resist a red tablecloth. They're drawn to it like moths to a light. And when we lure the Scientologists into our recruitment table, then we hit them with the bait and switch. We go, we are here recruiting members for a brand new cult. You really want to get in on the bottom floor of this one. Are you interested, or are you already in a cult? And of course, they're immediately thrown off. And then we have a conversation with them about how our cult offers much better terms than Scientology, better contracts. Instead of billion-year contracts, our contracts are only 500 million years. We offer free Costco pizza for life. If you join this week, we're going to throw in some free Costco key lime pie for life. We will never make you disconnect from your children. We won't make you disconnect from your parents. We won't give you weekly interrogations. And in our cult, you're guaranteed not to get your ass beat by David Miscavige. And now look, we have not succeeded in getting any Scientologists to join our new cult yet, but we've been really close, guys, really close. And what's incredible about being out here downtown on the mean streets of downtown Clearwater is the Scientologists that you run into. Because remember, guys, like I already said, Scientology is a really, really small community. I have run into people who are disconnected from their family members who I know. I've had a chance to talk to them. I've run into people who've disconnected from me. I've even run into some of my former friends who sat down and recorded some hate videos for Scientology's website that they put up about me. I mean, you really run into a lot of people here in Clearwater, Florida, because this really is the belly of the beast. This really is the crown jewel of Scientology. This is one of the only Scientology organizations left in the world that actually turns a profit. Now, Scientology makes a lot of money, but not from selling Scientology courses and auditing. They make money through their real estate and straight donation scheme, through straight membership donations to their membership organization called the International Association of Scientologists, straight donations to their real estate fundraising project called the Ideal Org Project. So this is one of the only Scientology organizations left in the world that makes money, a profit, from selling Scientology courses and auditing. And that's one of the great reasons to be down here, is that if this is where they get almost all of their operational cash flow, then let's get down here, let's get in their face a little bit. Let's let them know that we know they're a human trafficking cult. We're gonna do everything we can to get that message out as far and wide in the world as possible. And there's nothing they can do to stop us, although they are welcome to try. Okay, let's see how this thing is looking. Guys, the drier it gets, the better it gets. Absolutely incredible. You just cannot beat the quality of that color contrast. It's so vibrant, inspires me with energy just looking at it. It's a real vibe, you guys. It's a total vibe. If anyone's wondering what this mountain is, that's sort of the symbol of the flag land base. Look, here's what they do. They send out disabled, old, feeble, disabled Scientologists out here to try to bait me into interacting with them so that they can call the police and claim that they're being harassed. They try to send people out to me that they think are in a legally protected class. That's why they'll never send out any young members. Like that other lady who assaulted me earlier, they didn't send her out. She did that on her own. She didn't know what she was walking into. But this lady just walked up. You guys didn't see it because I kept her off camera. She walked up behind me. Then she walked over there and she sat down there for like 5 minutes. And then she got up and walked in the building because I wasn't going to take the bait. I was not going to take the bait. Not today, Satan. Not today. The great Satan of Clearwater. Guys, that's a really nice shot. It's so beautiful. It's got this tropic vibe to it. I don't know. I should come out here dressed in this color scheme of blue and orange. Actually, that's the color of the Florida Gators, right? Go Gators! Oh my God, absolutely amazing. Okay, let me try to get a nice wide angle view of this. You know, I wish I could get like a bird's eye view from the top down, like if somebody had a drone and they wanted to fly it over this, that would be absolutely freaking amazing. Although I'm quite sure Scientology has drone jamming equipment on the top of its buildings. But as you can see, guys, for all the new people in the chat, this is Scientology's main trafficking hub in the world. It's called the Flagland Base, located in downtown Clearwater, Florida. And that is where we are. And tomorrow at about 5:30 p.m., me and the Clearwater Crew are going to be out here again doing our full-on weekly Scientology protest. And also, one of the things Scientology has started to do, because they try to do this and that to try to interfere with the protests, even though it never works. They drag out these gas-operated generators and they plop them right down in front of the Fort Harrison Hotel to just try to be, I guess, a noise nuisance or something. They keep doing it even though it doesn't work, but it is funny as hell. All right, guys. Well, if there's any Clearwater locals who want to wander by here in an hour from now, right now it's 5:54 p.m. Anybody wants to come down in an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 and snap a photo and see how good of a job they've done cleaning up the chalk, I'd appreciate it. Anybody can reach me at growingupinscientology@gmail.com. James Morris, you'll see me tomorrow. Awesome. Are you going to tune in? Or are you going to come out here and join us? Anyone can also message me on Instagram, message me on Twitter, and I see those messages as well. All right, guys. Well, I hope you liked my little art project. I think it exceeded my expectations. I hope you guys liked it as well. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to you guys soon.